Now, as the Trump-Putin talks have concluded, which lasted for almost 2 hours, the takeaways from that high-stakes phone call have been more than one, even as it did not yield the desired result of a permanent peace deal on the Ukraine war, the 30-day ceasefire deal which Ukraine wanted. Experts view Trump's embrace of Russia and Putin as much more than that. Sure, we do know that Trump wants to stop the war, but he has made it clear time and again that he will put America's interests first. Post the call, in a social media post, Trump said that he and Putin agreed to work quickly towards a ceasefire in eventually a permanent peace agreement. As per the White House, both the leaders also stressed the need to improve bilateral ties between US and Russia. But what exactly explains Trump's overtures to Putin since returning to the White House? You see, there is an economic opportunity for Trump in bettering ties with Russia, especially in terms of energy deals that could benefit both the countries. This strikes as rather strange, as Trump had earlier threatened Putin with harsher economic sanctions if a deal to end the war in Ukraine is not reached. So what made the US president take a U-turn? But it's not just Russia that Trump is seeking to woo, but also China. In an interview to the Fox News, Trump implied that Russia and China coming together could spell bad news for the US. Therefore, Trump's embrace of Russia is somewhat seen as an attempt to split Moscow from Beijing, a strategy that the former US President Richard Nixon had applied to in the Cold War era to keep both the powers apart. However, last month, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio dismissed that notion, as he warned that having both Russia and China at odds could be a deterrent to global stability. But Rubio did stress on US's seizing enormous economic opportunities with Russia. Trump too has insisted on that. The US plans to maintain friendly ties with both China and Russia in order to serve the big picture here. But amidst the increasing bonhomie between Trump, Putin and Xi Jinping and the global superpowers coming together, has the global South been completely left out? In the scheme of US-led foreign policy, where do developing nations or the BRICS countries feature exactly? When on one hand, Trump seems ready to warm up to arch rivals such as China, he has emerged to be a bitter critic of countries like South Africa, which is an integral part of the BRICS. In recent weeks, Trump has turned sharply against South Africa, with Rubio saying last week that South Africa's envoy to Washington, we are talking about Ebrahim Rasool, was no longer welcome in our great country. These are the words from the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Add to that Trump's imposition of tariffs, which are also likely to have a major impact on the global South. And this also includes countries like India. Remember, in the recent times, the global South rose to prominent focus as a bloc which can potentially set a new global order. And with that now being sidelined and rather abandoned. And we say that in Trump's vision for the future. Where does one go from here? That's a food for thought.